Hi guys, this is part dos of my May 2026 spring garden tours for Southern Maryland, Zone 7B. If you're new here, my name is Lex, welcome back. And if you saw my last video of the herb and perennial garden, I apologize in advance. Yes, it looked crazy. And honestly, we're not going to do too much better in this video either. So, put your socks on and get ready to help me with cleaning up and harvesting and getting this garden ready. So what I'll do is turn this camera around and we can get started, and I can show you guys where we are and what the plans are for this garden. So looking forward to it. Let's get started. Okay guys, so this is the first bed. I'm doing a little tour and planting at the same time. That way I can get some things accomplished. So this is the first bed. There are some garlic chives over there that grew back from last year. They're kind of sunken in since the soil went kind of low. So I didn't want to swallow them in soil. So it's a little empty on that side. This is all ready to be planted, tomatoes and chilies and flowers. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that right now. As soon as I started getting out here to plant some plants, it started raining. So I laid out these peppers. I am going to power through even through the rain. I have a couple of Tabasco peppers, a couple of Anaheim peppers, 4 cowhorn peppers, a couple of Mad Hatter peppers, a couple of poblano peppers, and a couple of Thai hot peppers as well. So that's what I'll be planting in the rain. Right, Akuma? Hi, Akuma. I have a few different varieties of tomatoes. Some already planted. Mr. Stripey, pineapple, and another Mr. Stripey already planted. And I'll plant some more of these. So these are indeterminate varieties, so they grow up above the cage. Unlike the determinate varieties, I have the Roma tomatoes over there that grow. They're like shorter varieties, like bush varieties. This is a pineapple tomato, so we'll plant that over here. We have also, what is this? A white lady tomato. I had one last year that didn't grow so well. It was my fault, so I'm giving it another try. And we also have some sun-dried tomatoes. So actually, I think I'll save these sun-dried tomatoes. Green zebra, I grew this the first couple of years that we started gardening. And it was really good to use these on bruschetta. So I made sure to get one this year. We started the last ones from seed. This one is just a transplant because we missed all of our deadlines. So I'll go ahead and get these planted. And I usually plant them about a foot apart. And we'll put the tag there. These raised garden beds are so easy to plant in. I mean, I barely need any tools to plant. And I also have an Armenian cucumber that I want to plant here so it can grow over this trellis right here. So we have a Marconi sweet Italian pepper. I think I'm going to plant some flowers on the edge here. So I'm going to keep this pepper right here. We have some pepper de arbol. So we'll plant that right next to it. We have some orange blaze pepper, so maybe we'll plant that one right here. And in between, I'll probably put some smaller flowers. We have another orange blaze, so let's put that there. We have, oh, here's the Armenian cucumber. So I'll go ahead and plant that right over here. Right here. So last year we planted in this area. It really didn't do too good. Nothing we planted here actually survived. So this is another go. And we'll see how it does this year. Last year we grew Itachi cucumbers, which are a long white cucumber. We grew them because of Naruto. There's a character called Itachi. And we also grew some Boston pickling cucumbers and the slicers. I forget which kind of slicers, but some slicers, English cucumbers. Okay, so we have the Armenian cucumber. We have some tomatoes planted. I'm going to continue to place some of the chilies. All right, so this is a garden salsa pepper. Seems a little generic, but it was there, so I picked it up. We have a couple of ghost peppers, so I'm going to put that ghost pepper there. We have a big Bertha pepper, so we can put that there. Another big Bertha. Actually, let's put this big Bertha in front of the other. And let's see what else we got. We have another ghost pepper, so we'll put the ghost peppers next to each other. We'll put the Berthas next to each other. Okay, we have another pepper de arbol, so let's go ahead and move this Marconi one, and let's put that pepper de arbol next to that one, so they can be besties. We'll put the Marconi over here, the sweet Italian Marconi. Those are good for grilling and pastas. And what else do we have here pepper-wise? I think that's all we have pepper-wise for now. I'm going to move this box over here. And we can go ahead and get to planting. Actually, we can plant this actually closer to the back. I'm using the tomatoes as a guide. And you can stick these tags here, no shame. Okay, some orange blaze. Let's put this a little bit closer. You can put that right there. See how easy it is to plant in a raised garden bed? It's so simple, straightforward. Right, just plop it right in. All right, I'll re-establish my drip lines after I get these things planted. All right, some garden salsa pepper. All right, a ghost pepper. And I do like planting stuff pretty close together. It's actually one of my bad characteristics is planting things too closely together. All right, so now we have more ghost pepper and more big Bertha. This is a green bell pepper, as you can see. If you have a, we like using bell peppers for sandwiches like Philly cheesesteaks and soups and jambalaya and gumbo. Again, this sweet Marconi Italian pepper is good for grilling, pastas. Okay, so this is where we are now. When we first started We just had a couple of plants in here, but now we have ghost peppers, pepper ball, salsa peppers, ghost peppers or ghost chili peppers, sweet Italian Marconi peppers, one called Big Bertha, which is like a big green bell pepper, and some orange blaze peppers here. These are the garlic chives that survived from last year. We have some flowers popping through, cosmos and marigolds. And now I just need to finish out with some more peppers on that side, which gives me an excuse to go shopping. On this side, I have some patty pan zucchini popping up. We have some lima beans that I planted. I'm actually going to plant the rest of this out with lima beans. I have to get some more seeds. These are leeks over here. On this side, we have leeks, just normal common leeks. And over here we have some garlic. So this is my first time actually growing garlic to this point. I'm really proud of it, even though it's yellowing a little bit. I did fertilize it, maybe a little bit too late, but these are, what is this? What kind of garlic? Crandasger red garlic. I got some music garlic in here, and also some, oh, that's music. And this is, aren't you guys proud of me for having tags? This is purple glazer. So purple glazer, Clandasger red, music, and regular common leeks here. All right, so very proud of this. This is my first go around at growing garlic to this stage. On this side, we have calendula that self-seeded. It was growing here last year. We have lots of peppers. So we have more giant Marconi peppers, jalapeno peppers, serrano peppers, more on the other side. This is a leek that lasted from last year. And we have, what kind of pepper is this? Oh, holy moly pepper, super banana supreme pepper, ancho ranchero poblano pepper, banana peppers, shishito peppers, and another couple of ghost peppers here. So we like a nice spicy pepper. So you can dry them up and you can make spicy pepper. You can turn it into pepper salt. You can get real creative with it. So this is peppers. And as you can guess, we're going to put flowers in between these rows of peppers. We want it to be beautiful, and we want the pollinators to have some reason to come over here. So that's this bed. We're actually not going to do anything with this bed today. This is a bed that I just filled up here, and I will be planting this out with more peppers and squash. And I have to think about, I really wanted to grow peanuts again this year, but I can't find any seeds. So we'll see what I'll do with this bed. We have some tomatoes that self-seeded, and tomatoes actually like to be planted up like this. It grows a more stable plant because the roots can then grow all the way up the stem. That's more calendula as well that planted itself with more leeks from last year. So I'm going to pull these once I figure out what I'm doing with this bed. This side, so we're up in this row here. We have lots of Toy Choy. So I don't know if you guys watched last year's videos, but Toy Choy was one of our favorites. And so this is all spinach. So the spinach is going to go. This lettuce is going to go. But the Toy Choy planted in between, we're actually going to do some harvesting of that. We also have some carrots over here too that I actually planted last year, and they are growing well. So we'll do some Toy Choy harvesting, and we'll get rid of some of the other stuff that needs to be pulled in this bed. All right, are you guys ready to see some wild stuff? This is last year's kale bed. So you guys didn't get to see because I didn't do any videos in the fall, but we had beautiful kale plants planted here, different types of kale. Okay, my phone got a little too hot. So we had different varieties of kale. We had Ragged Jack and Dino kale and Siberian kale, which is like a traditional curly kale, a little less curly, but just a green kale. And I ate a lot of the kale broccolis, that's what I call it. So I'll put a video in, but when the flowers look like little broccolinis, they taste so good. So you could just keep chopping those off and have tons of sauteed kale broccolinis. and they'll be delicious. So actually I need to pull all of this out so I can plant some sweet potatoes. Last year we grew a lot of sweet potatoes in these two beds. This bed is identical to this bed, and they both have sweet peas. So we have sugar snap peas that are growing on both sides. On this side I also tucked in some celery. I don't know why I did that. I think I'm going to move the celery because I want to plant sweet potatoes in this. I'm going to harvest this kale and get rid of all this stuff. That way I can have a nice substantial sweet potato harvest. We used our sweet potatoes last year for Thanksgiving and sweet potato pies. It really came through for us. So these will get transitioned. I think I'll leave the peas until the sweet potatoes get big enough, because I think these will stop in June sometime. This is my first time growing snap peas because I really don't like peas. They taste really bad to me, but now that I have these fresh peas, if you just take them off and start snacking on them, they're really good. So for people that don't like peas like the traditional way, try growing the sugar snap peas and just eating them fresh. And trust me, you'll be happy with it. And in this final bed in the middle here, we have celery, and I also have some lima beans growing. We love the lima beans we grew last year, so I wanted to grow a lot of them this year. And I also have carminat beans. These didn't do too well last year. These are a burgundy pole bean. As you can see, they always have this kind of sick look to them. The winter. These are the leeks that I had planted here last year. I don't really know what I'm going to do with these. I don't even know if they're useful at this point, but I will pull them out. This bed needs to be lifted up with more soil, but it is the last thing on my mind right now. All of this beautiful thyme. I mean, I really didn't think that this thyme was going to survive after the last frost we had, but it is doing absolutely amazing, and it smells so good. So never doubt thyme, whether it's going to survive or not. So this is this bed. Pretty straightforward. We're going to grow again cucumbers here, and we'll have the beans on this side. So loving all of this dill. Loving all of the dill. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with it though. Usually when I have this amount of herbs, what I'll do is I'll chop it up, cover it in olive oil, and freeze it in like little cupcake liners. And that way we could pop them out the freezer and toss them into, foods, pastas, and all that stuff. So we'll see what I can do with the dill. This is another bed that's self-seeded. This is lettuce. As you can see, some of these are going to seed. But lots of lettuce. Butter crunch lettuce I had growing here last year. These are green onions that I had growing here last year. This is all arugula that I had growing here last year. And all of it just self-planted. I even have lettuce growing under the raised bed. And I even have dill growing here under the raised bed. All of this butter crunch lettuce and arugula will continue, I'm sure, to self-seed, and I have some garlic chives over here. So the one thing about these beds is as they sink, if you don't have enough soil, it will pull in the side of the bed, as you can see. So it's really important for us to come in and backfill these. So just a word of caution, we're on a slight decline, so that soil is kind of pushing the chain that's in this bed to one direction, causing it to pull. So we just got to refill this up with more soil. It's on the list of to-dos. Over here we have a massive amount of cabbages that went to seed. And the reason why is because I planted them last year, and I think they thought, it's the second year, so they went straight to flowering. I do have some cabbage here. This is a Savoy cabbage. I plan on leaving this here just to see how it turns out. It's really pretty. Everything else has to go. So all of these cabbages have to go, and I will backfill these with more summer-loving plants and probably some squashes too. On this side, I have carrots that need to be thinned out. Let's see if I can find a good carrot. These are all planted last fall. And let me see, do we have a good carrot? Oh, look at this. We have a purple carrot. So definitely need to go in and thin these suckers out. And what I'll do is, because I wanted to plant tomatoes right here, I think I'll plant tomatoes on the other side. That way I don't have to rush the carrots that are growing here. All right, and I have one really funky looking cabbage. Look at this. Look how weird that's growing. That looks so disgusting. So it's gotta go. I tried to bribe Tim into pulling this one, but he disappeared on me. Last one is this bed here. And it is completely naked. So I will be putting tomatoes in here. Actually, you guys can help me plant these tomatoes. And again, we'll put some more chilies in the back. Again, the goal for us is to grow a lot of what we eat a lot of. And that seems to be more of the summer vegetables. The spring vegetables are harder, are easier to grow and to eat throughout the year because they're just greens. But these summer vegetables, they really are on a timeline. So I want to grow lots of chilies, lots of tomatoes. We can have dried chilies, dried tomatoes, tomato sauce, lots of bruschetta, and lots of tomato sandwiches for Tim. So that is this garden so far. How about let's go ahead and plant this out with some tomatoes. If you look really close, you'll see lots of cabbage bugs that were all over those cabbages. All right, so we have some space. Like I said, what I'm going to do is plant the tomatoes on the back end of this. That way I don't have to rush the carrots. We'll thin the carrots another day. Maybe I'll do it on camera, maybe not. It just depends. There are lots of carrots there that need to be thinned. But for now, let's go ahead and get the other tomatoes planted on the back side. And we still have this really pretty Savoy cabbage here. If you guys can't tell already, it is a hot day and it has been a long day already. So let me go ahead and pull out these cabbages so we can get our next round of tomatoes planted. Okay, so I think I changed my mind. I was gonna pull these up, but I think I'm gonna do what I usually do, which is just cut them back. The reason why is because when you pull up the roots, it takes a lot of the soil, and I just don't want to lose any more soil, and the roots can break down and contribute to good soil health. So let's go ahead and whack this off, and we'll leave the roots right inside. Okay guys, I got all but the last cabbage that I want to keep in there. So let's go ahead and get these tomatoes planted. Okay guys, so I found some chili peppers that I almost killed, and they are actually coming back. They're a little dry, but we're gonna get them soaked up with some water. This one is an ancho ranchero poblano. Scratch that. This one is a ancho ranchero poblano pepper, golden bell pepper, sweet banana pepper. These ones are red here in the picture. More of the flowers, some more sweet banana. This one is another sweet banana. And I also have borage here. So let's go ahead and get these planted because I am ready to go in the house. I appreciate you guys, and I thank you so much for watching my videos. It makes me so happy, and it brings me so much joy to know that you guys find some sort of value out of this, even if it's just having a friend across the pond or across the country or even a couple states away. I like having someone to be able to talk to about gardening. I feel like you guys are a friend of mine, and I just really, truly appreciate it. So thank you for being here as I clean up and helping me harvest, and even in the comment section, giving me ideas and advice. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So thank you guys. And you guys can watch the next video that pops up here, or scroll through my page and find another video that might excite you and entice you to garden. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye.